How Pakistan became a country, the story of a dream turned reality. Once upon a time, in the vast Indian subcontinent under British rule, millions of people lived together: Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Parsis. For over 200 years, the British Empire controlled this rich land, profiting from its resources and its people. But as the 20th century dawned, a storm was rising. A desire for freedom, for identity, and for dignity was growing like wildfire in the hearts of Indians. From Calcutta to Karachi, from Delhi to Dhaka, people were ready to break their chains. Yet, hidden beneath the surface of this united struggle was a growing fear and tension, a question of identity. Among the most pressing, what place would Muslims have in a free India? Muslims formed about a quarter of India's population. They had once ruled large parts of the subcontinent under the Mughal Empire. But by the early 1900s, many felt politically and culturally marginalized. The language, customs, laws, and even the economic systems favored the majority. In 1906, the All India Muslim League was founded, with a clear message: Muslims were not just a minority, they were a separate nation, with their own culture, religion, and history. This idea later evolved into the two-nation theory, a belief that Hindus and Muslims were two distinct nations. And Muslims deserved a homeland where they could live freely, practice Islam, and build their own future. In the early days, Muhammad Ali Jinnah was a strong believer in Hindu-Muslim unity. He was even called the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. But over time, repeated failures to ensure Muslim rights in politics and governance turned him into the loudest voice for a separate nation. He began to see only one path forward: an independent country for Muslims. In 1940, at the historic Lahore Resolution, Jinnah made it official. He declared, Muslims are not a minority, they are a nation. The demand for Pakistan, a separate Muslim state, was now out in the open. The 1940s were full of political chaos. World War II drained British power. The Indian National Congress pushed for a united India. The Muslim League pushed for Pakistan. The British, realizing they couldn't rule India much longer, tried to bring both sides together, but negotiations kept failing. Tensions grew. Riots and violence erupted between communities. Jinnah was determined. He warned, "We shall have Pakistan or we shall perish." Meanwhile, leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Mahatma Gandhi refused to accept the division of India. But the pressure was rising, and blood was beginning to flow. The historic decision 1947 Partition. In 1947, Britain finally agreed to leave India. But they also agreed to partition the land, creating two nations. India, for the Hindu majority, but still secular, and Pakistan, for the Muslim majority. The date was set, the 15th of August 1947. But how do you divide a land with over 400 million people in just 2 months? A British lawyer, Sir Cyril Radcliffe, who had never been to India before, was given 5 weeks to draw the new borders. The result? Chaos. The human cost: partition violence. As the lines were drawn, Punjab and Bengal, provinces with mixed populations, were divided. Overnight, neighbors became enemies. Trains full of refugees were attacked. cities burned, women were abducted, men were slaughtered. More than 15 million people crossed borders to reach what they hoped would be safe lands. Nearly 1 to 2 million people died in the process. It was one of the largest and bloodiest migrations in human history. Despite the tragedy, on the 14th of August 1947, the crescent and star rose over the skies of a new country, Pakistan, meaning, land of the pure. It had two wings, West Pakistan, present-day Pakistan, and East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, now called Quaid-e-Azam, or Great Leader, became the first Governor-General of Pakistan. He addressed the nation with these words. You are free. You are free to go to your temples. You are free to go to your mosques. You may belong to any religion or caste or creed. That has nothing to do with the business of the state. Pakistan was born with a promise to protect the rights of Muslims and offer freedom to all its citizens. It was a dream of justice, faith, and unity. But like all young nations, it faced challenges, governance crises, war with India, the separation of East Pakistan in 1971, economic struggles. How did Pakistan become a country? It started as a dream in the hearts of millions, nurtured by visionaries, shaped by struggle, paid for in blood, and born in hope. Today, Pakistan is more than a piece of land. It's a story of identity, of faith, of resilience, and that story is still being written. If you found this story moving, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What does Pakistan's story mean to you?